Everybody, Texas Stroker here, Lance's Performance Shop, Lone Star, Mopars.com. It's a hot one in the shop here, Mopar Monday. We're celebrating 25% off Icon tools if you buy 4. Covered this in the previous video. This is the type of sale I wish they'd do more of. Number 1, the 25% is killer. Number 2 is just unique, kind of some fun to it. 1 tool, 10% off. 2, 15. 3 Icon tools get you 20%, and 4 lands you the golden goose of 25% off. So you bet your bottom dollar we cashed in with the max discount. Previous video we took a look at the ratcheting stubbies and the standard fixed stubbies, which I had never really paid close enough attention to know that you got an extra 3 wrenches, quarter, 5/16, 11/32 before you hit your 3/8 to 3/4. So that was a pleasant discovery. And the card has like 15 minutes before she's timed out. No low battery light yet. It's coming, don't worry. But I think I'm going to do one of our items. So this is item 3 of 4. This is something I had wanted to try for a long frickin' time, and I'd been waiting for a big sale like this. There were several times I would have bought it on a 20% off Icon hand tool deal. It was never in stock. None of them. And I say none of them, you'll see why here in a second. This is part number HDP BP 2400. Some of you might be able to deduce what that is. The SKU number that you'd probably have better luck looking for. It would be item 59702. And, I have to say, grabbing this in store, this was what I went to. I pulled it out. It just felt right. So that's what I brought in. This is Icon's kind of take of these popular snap-on hammers. This is their ball peen dead blow. And I was sitting here and I was thinking, you know, I've got nothing to compare this to. Usually, one of the videos, my reason my videos are a little longer, I like to pull something out and say, here's how it compares. This is what I've had previously. I was like, man, I don't really have anything that I can just pull out and say, here's what it would look like. And then I realized I did. So I'm happy about that, and they're also different weights, which is awesome. These were kind of spendy when they came out. They might have come down a smidge. I want to say this was $39. Again, my phone's basically on life support over there. 25% off though, that's going to shave, assuming it was $39.99. We'll call it $40. 25% is $10. That makes this thing $30, and that's a sweet deal. It does have a lifetime warranty. Again, Harbor Freight dead blows, and when I say dead blow, I'm talking the orange ones, the ones that constantly grenade on you over time if you actually use them. They do have a lifetime warranty. I personally prefer the Protos, and yes, they do grenade over time as well. They all will. It's just you have a much longer life cycle between like the Harbor Freight goes kaput and the Proto goes kaput, right? For the money though, and maybe the convenience, again, Harbor Freight brick and mortar stores coming up all over the place. A lot of you, it's either on the way to work, it's a 10-minute drive on the weekend from you or something, you're going to go grab barbecue anyway. There's a lot going for that. And again, a snap-on equivalent to this, which I would love to try. They actually make them in a beautiful pearl blue. Like, it's a sweet looking hammer. The green looks good. The orange is a little darker, I think, on those, which I prefer. But those are spendy. I do want to bring one in eventually. I'm thinking we might go the 32. But this, with what they had there, I think there was a 16, this, and maybe the 32. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what I grabbed, and I was like, this is actually nice. I do like it. Now, I wish that I had something from work here, and it's not a blown up hammer or anything, but it's this. Don't know how long ago we made this video, but I've kept this piece of packaging here because I wanted to always bring one of these in. This is also the 24 ounce, and it was the soft face dead blow. I have done so much with that. Primarily like taking apart seized chucks on the lathe, and I'm always thinking like, okay, I'm going to tear the face this time. I'm going to tear a hole in it. We're going to put a hole through the thing. It hadn't happened yet, and I have been pleasantly surprised by it. I think it's going to happen. I don't know when, but I've also thought it was going to happen, and it hasn't. So we have that going for us. The thing is filthy. If you're a machinist, you know, if you're on a lathe, if you leave anything by a machinist, picture that, right? Just the oily, swarf, metal shaving The red is now kind of like a oiled down gray color. That's what she looks like. I think I could clean it up. I haven't tried. But it's been surprisingly decent. And the big thing to me, the balance of a hammer and the handle. Of course, the Vaughn that was not finished out and is yellow, I despise that, but it's a pretty freaking good hammer. Aesthetics aside, which is super unfortunate. We got a really good deal on it, great hammer. It just like looks terrible, right? So these, again, I wish very badly that Icon would be competing with Snap-on in terms of, you can get a red hammer from Snap-on, right? Looks very similar to this. You can get high vis, you can get orange, you can get green, you can, I think they might even do power blue and dark titanium. For some reason though, they've got the pearl blue. I think it's only in like one head weight, at least online. Man, that thing looks so good. The pearl blue is kind of like a channel lock blue, but it's like got metal flake in it. I mean, it just, I haven't seen it in person, but man, online, that thing looks, every time I'm looking at the hammer, like, man, that's sweet. It's kind of, this is like from some aviation cleaner, if I remember right. It's sort of like that. It's just, it looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Is it worth $29 versus probably $100+ more than $29? I don't know. We'd have to have it and use it, and we'd have to have this thing and use it. Not a lot of info here. Again, lifetime warranty. This Icon tool, I believe, is Taiwan. We'll check when we spin it around. Shot-filled head for controlled rebound. Polyurethane material is resistant to most shop chemicals. Again, I can attest to that. It looks terrible, but it's not like it's biodegrading or something, right? Wide flared handle with soft grip for a secure swing. The solid steel shank extends from the head through the handle, and then back over here, it is designed in the USA. It is made in Taiwan. So I'm gonna see. I kind of feel like I might have just ripped that off the last time. Oh boy. With the limited time here, I wonder if we're not better off with me going off camera, but the Cuttix is handy. We'll see if she can work some power play magic for us. But what I want to know from you while I struggle with the packaging, have you used the Icon dead blows? If you have, how do you like them? If it's a situation where you love them and they become your go-to, why? What had you used previously? If you've picked it up and you're like, you know, hey, that's actually a decent hammer, and it's kind of like your dirty, grimy, nasty, and you keep your premium brand in a little better working environments if you can. What are you using? Is it Snap-on? Is it Estwing? Is it Vaughn? Like, what do you have similar to this? Oh boy, that's God, get out of my life. Pretty sure that drew blood, man, unfortunately. But what do you have to compare it to, and how does it compare? Yeah, that's, if you can tell, that's not a paper cut, that's a plastic cut, right? Yeah, she's bleeding. Cool, thank you, thieves, for ruining everything. I will give it to Icon on these because you can at least grab the handle. It gives you a good idea of what you'd be dealing with. If it was totally encased, you would not be able to do that. Kind of like the ratchets, that's a big buzzkill in my opinion. It sucks not being able to play with the mechanism, find the best one on the rack. Yes, there's people that would do that. I am one of them. Pretty impressive here, I have to say, again, for a $29 hammer. And this was something I didn't try to show you through the plastic because it made it very difficult. But they got the Icon 24 ounce, same thing on the flip side. I do really wish that these were available in other colors. As is, you get red. And again, when they want to constantly compare themselves to Snap-on, if all my coworkers have red hammers and I want a green hammer so no one can say, hey, that's my hammer, I can't do it with Icon, right? If everyone at work goes and buys these beaters because they see some video on the YouTube and it's like, oh, hey, that's a great price, it's a decent hammer, this guy says it's good, just as good as Snap-on, whatever, you're stuck with red. Red's your favorite color, great. This is a deal where maybe you do purchasing for work, you're in management, right? You're a foreman. If you put this at assembly and you have this at teardown, you'll never know which one's which. The colors, this is why. What they do with US General and Daytona and Earthquake irks me to no end, because I know they're aware of it. I know there's reasons they do it past just preference of the end user. It would be so viable here, especially the ratchet handles, because you could have those interchange. You could sell them as an upgrade if you wanted to. With the hammers, yeah, you couldn't do that. It would have to be a different color. Make them special order, you know, stock select colors, see what sells best. You might find that people buy green all the time or high vis, and you hardly ever sell red. You might find that everyone just defaults to red and black, right? And you have a handful of green people or something. That would be my big knock in terms of them trying to constantly compare themselves to Snap-on, to a professional brand. Again, does Estwing offer you colors? No, but they're also not telling you compare us to Snap-on, right? They're just a sweet hammer for a fantastic price, American made, and you get the company colors. This comes with the comparison. That's one of their selling points. And again, $29 here versus $39 standard price versus Snap-on's price for a 24 ounce. I can guarantee you we're probably up around $120, if not higher. And you're not going to get a 25, good grief, not going to get a 25% off deal anytime soon from that. So that's kind of where we stand. We don't have a ton of time here. It seems pretty dadgum good is what I can tell you. Again, we'll have to use this before we endorse it, but not much rebound there. A lot of times I truthfully hold hammers like this, like the big anti-vibes at work. Well, I choke up on them. Sometimes you really have to bear down. That's when you go at it. What I'm trying to do here is kind of gauge the recoil and the feedback. I'm going to move to the steel table. Out of the box, there's a little bit of wear on her now. I don't think there's going to be much of an issue here. I think it's going to be a solid hammer. Now the comparison, where did I set it? Somewhere. I've had this sitting there, man, months, and I've never made a video on it. It's from Summit Racing. I think it's going to wind up being a trusty cook. You can see it's made in the USA. This is a 16 ounce. I'm so happy that I've got different head weights here. Again, it's never been needed. I don't have any hammers like this aside from these two, but as such, I just use what I've had, right? Similar lengths here. Again, this would probably be like a trusty cook comparison. Almost identical in an overall length. The Icon might have a little bit more bulk on the handle. I can tell you right now, my big knock on this, gloved, it's not a big deal. Bare hand, I'm trying not to get blood on this one, but this gets slick. I've handled it when I've been out here. I've got it with some other stuff I'm waiting to film, and it does get slick, and I'm not sure that I like it. I love the blue, though. Again, if I could buy the Icon in blue, it would have been in blue. So it does have that going for it. Don't remember what I gave for this. They're very reasonable priced, and they're made in America, if you could not tell from Summit's branding and the handle there. So SK, use trusty cook. Again, shop around. You can find them relabeled and go to town, save money, get different colors. Ultimately, I got to use that sucker, and I think I'm going to like it, though. So we'll see how it holds up. That will either frustrate me or make me say, hey, what a great deal. And I don't know until we've done it. So with that said, I don't want this card to time out. Let me know what you think of the hammer, if you've used them, how they compare to what you used previously. If you've been rocking one since they first came out, has it held up? Now, if it's just sitting there and you rarely use it, or if you use it daily, that's key information for people. Please relay that. If you've been rocking this thing, swinging it multiple times a day, different fabrication projects or something, and it's still intact, that says a lot. Please share your firsthand feedback. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. If you did, leave a like. I encourage you to subscribe if you want to see more, particularly our 4th Icon tool, or if the blood's going to continue to come out next time. With that said, LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all three at Lone Star Mopars. Again, if you subscribe, ring the bell, jump your Charger across the creek while wielding your 24-ounce Icon Dead Blow that you picked up for 25% off. YouTube just might notify you we've got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. With that said, thanks so much for watching, and I hope I catch you back here for more from the shop.